If you're a Newcastle supporter or simply a football lover, get ready to be excited, because there's big news in the air. Eddie Howe has spoken openly about what's coming in the next transfer window, and trust me, something major is on the way. And the best part? One new signing is already done and dusted. But hold on, before we get to that bombshell, which is the biggest story of the video, there are two other updates you need to know to understand how everything is coming together. So watch until the end, because the final news will definitely put a smile on every Geordie's face. Let's get into it. News 1. Newcastle's secret agent springs into action. The search for a new goalkeeper is heating up behind the scenes at Newcastle, and the name on everyone's lips isn't just anyone. It's Gregor Kobel, the first-choice keeper for Borussia Dortmund and the Swiss national team. But here's where it gets really interesting. Newcastle might just have a hidden ace to help seal the deal. Ooh, Fabian Schär. Our centre-back is Kobel's international teammate, and even though Schär has retired from the national team, he still holds a lot of influence in the squad. The idea is for Schär to use his close relationship with Kobel to help convince him that St. James Park is a perfect next step in his career. And there's a good reason Newcastle are keen. Kobel is only 27, in his prime both physically and technically, and widely regarded as one of the top keepers in Europe right now. He's under contract with Dortmund until 2028, but has a £50 million release clause, which, by Premier League standards, is a significant investment, but absolutely doable, especially if Dortmund fail to qualify for the next Champions League. Why are Newcastle so desperate for a new keeper? Even with 5 options currently in the squad, Pope, Dubravka, Lacodemos, John Ruddy, and Mark Gillespie, the club know they need a modern goalkeeper, someone with Pope's composure between the posts, but also with Dubravka's ability on the ball. In other words, a full upgrade who fits perfectly into Eddie Howe's playing style and can take the team to the next level. But Kobel isn't the only Borussia Dortmund player on the radar. There's also a rising star who's catching the eyes of several Premier League clubs, Jamie Bino-Gittens. The 20-year-old English winger has already scored 12 goals this season and is another gem developed in Germany. He could follow in the footsteps of Sancho and Bellingham, both of whom made their names at Dortmund before shining in England and Spain. So yes, Newcastle are watching established stars and rising talents. And with Schär acting as a secret agent, don't be surprised if something big happens in the coming days. News 2. Spanish keeper nearly a done deal. The search for Newcastle's new number 1 is in full swing, and it's not slowing down. After the interest in Gregor Kobel, another name has emerged, and this one is very close to signing. 24-year-old Spanish goalkeeper Joan Garcia. According to a well-respected journalist in Spain, Newcastle are on the verge of agreeing a deal with the Espanyol shot-stopper. And make no mistake, this lad is no average keeper. Joan Garcia has been turning heads in La Liga, playing a key role in Espanyol's fight to stay up, and he boasts a strong track record with Spain's youth teams. He even won Olympic gold with Spain, proof of the level we're talking about. And here's a twist. Last year, Garcia was all set to join Arsenal. Yes, personal terms were agreed with the Gunners, but the deal fell through. Now, Newcastle are leading the race, ready to trigger his £25 million release clause and bring him to St. James Park. But that raises a big question. What about James Trafford? He's still Newcastle's dream signing. The 22-year-old Burnley keeper had a sensational season in the Championship. 29 clean sheets and just 16 goals conceded across the campaign. A true wall. He was instrumental in Burnley's promotion to the Premier League, and according to Fabrizio Romano, he's had a verbal agreement with Newcastle since last year. The club even made a £16 million bid, but it didn't meet Burnley's asking price of £20 million. Now that Burnley are back in the top flight, his value has gone up likely around £30 million now. So what does this all mean? Newcastle have 2 strong options on the table. Joan Garcia, nearly signed, and James Trafford, still being tracked closely. The message is clear. The board are serious about reinforcing the goalkeeper position, and next season could start with a brand new number 1 at the heart of our defense, someone reliable and suited to modern football. All eyes now on the next move. But one thing for sure, the battle for the Magpies goal is heating up. News 3, the big one, Eddie Howe confirms. News signing in, and more to come. Here it is, the news you've been waiting for, the biggest update of the day. And it comes straight from Eddie Howe himself, the Newcastle boss, who made a strong and clear statement. The club is ready to buy. After enduring 3 very tough transfer windows, restricted by the Premier League's financial sustainability rules, the PSR, Newcastle have finally turned the page. The financial situation has improved and, according to Howe, there's nothing holding the club back from strengthening the squad anymore. And he means it. The first new signing of the summer is already locked in. Young Antonio Cordero, an 18-year-old Spanish talent from Malaga, is set to wear the Newcastle shirt. For now, he'll be loaned out to gain experience, likely in another European league, with the aim of returning more mature and ready to break into the first team. A signing made with the future in mind. But Howe isn't just after youth. He wants players ready to make an impact now. He was crystal clear about the 3 main priorities for this window. Small black square hash a centre-back, small black square hash a right winger, small black square hash, and, of course, a first-choice goalkeeper. And who's on the radar? Mark Gurhey of Crystal Palace is one of the coaching staff's favorite names to strengthen the defense. As for the keeper spot, the focus remains firmly on Burnley's James Trafford, as covered earlier. Why the urgency? Because Newcastle want to return to the Champions League, and this time, go even further. Despite recent limitations, the team has already lifted the Carabao Cup, ending a 56-year wait for silverware, and are just 1 win away from qualifying for the Champions League again. In other words, we've come this far with our current squad. Imagine what we could do with the right reinforcements. Howe also emphasized the need for balance. He knows the squad needs more depth, especially in positions exposed after recent departures. The goal is to build a competitive group with versatile players ready to give everything on the pitch. Bottom line, the door to the transfer room is wide open, and Newcastle can finally hit the market full throttle. The plan is clear, the targets are set, and it looks like the club is about to have one of the busiest transfer windows in years. So get ready, Toon Army, because Newcastle are coming in strong, aiming high, and ready to fight at the top. That's it, folks. Newcastle are going all in this transfer window, and it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting in years. With big names on the radar, signings already being made, and Eddie Howe making his ambitions clear, how can you not be excited? After so many financial limitations, things are finally different. The club has freedom, a clear strategy, and real ambition. And that can only mean one thing. We're going to fight for big things, whether it's in the Premier League, the domestic cups, or, why not, another shot at the Champions League. Now it's your turn to get involved. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any Newcastle updates. We bring you the news straight, clear, and in a way you'll understand. And drop a comment below. Which of these players do you want to see in the black and white first? Is it James Trafford, Cobell, or the young Antonio Cordero? I really want to know what you think. And of course, hit that notification bell, because there's a lot more coming in the next few days. Hot rumors, confirmations, behind-the-scenes info, and everything you need to know about the future of our beloved Newcastle. Until next time, and Howe the lads.